Take a deep breath. This content is for educational purposes only. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your healthcare provider before using any herbal remedy, especially if you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition. Valerian doesn't cure insomnia. It doesn't eliminate stress. It doesn't promise miracles. It simply reminds your body of what it has forgotten. That rest isn't earned, it's received. That calm isn't sought, it returns. Tonight, you didn't fight sleep. You welcomed it, and in doing so, you honored a tradition older than pills, older than doctors, older than clocks. May the spirit of this plant envelop you like a blanket woven from moonlight and stillness. If Valerian brought you peace tonight, wait until next week and discover the nighttime tea ritual that restores your nervous system. Every herb has its song. You are learning to listen. If this moment has served you, share it with someone who hasn't slept well in months. Tag it, whisper to him, try the root. Leave a comment below. What did you feel? Was it a sigh, a tear, a memory you hadn't thought about in years? Subscribe for more quiet revolutions, because healing doesn't roar, it breathes, and sometimes, it grows in the dark. Close your eyes now. Feel the weight of your body against the sheets. Breathe in, slowly, through your nose. Let the air fill your belly, then your chest, then your throat, until your lungs feel full, like a quiet harbor at dawn. Now, exhale, longer than the inhale. Let your jaw unclench. Let your tongue soften. Imagine you're standing barefoot in a forest after rain. The ground is cool. Moss hugs your toes. Above you, ancient trees bow low, their branches cradling starlight, and there nestled between the roots glows a small patch of valerian. Its leaves are dark green, its flowers pale as moonlit lace. You kneel gently. You lift one root. It's knotted, twisted, barged by decades of winter wind and summer drought, but it smells alive. You bring it to your heart, and as you do, you feel it, a quiet pulse. Not loud, not demanding, just present now. Imagine that root dissolving not into your mouth, but into your bloodstream, traveling down, past your throat, past your heart, into the deepest chambers of your nervous system. There, it finds the tightest knot, the one you've carried since your last argument, the one you woke up with yesterday, the one you've named anxiety, and it whispers, I'm here. You don't have to hold it anymore. Feel the tension, soften like mist over still water, like snow melting on stone, like a sigh you didn't know you were holding. Your cortisol drops, not because you forced it, but because you allowed peace to enter. Your breath slows. Your limbs grow heavy, your thoughts drift. You are not falling asleep. You are being held by the earth, by the root, by the quiet, and for the first time in weeks, you are safe. Sleep comes, not as a guest, but as a homecoming. Nature is powerful. Honor her strength with respect. Valerian is safe for most adults, but not for all. Avoid if you are pregnant or nursing. Though no major studies show harm, caution is wise. If you have liver disease, consult your doctor. Valerian is metabolized by the liver, and high doses over long periods may burden compromised systems. Never combine with benzodiazepines, barbiturates, or heavy alcohol. It may amplify sedation, and if you take SSR as antidepressants, like sertraline or fluoxetine, proceed with care. While rare, Interactions can occur due to shared metabolic pathways. Side effects, very uncommon. Occasionally, mild headache, dizziness, or, ironically, restlessness. If this happens, reduce your dose, or pause. Your body speaks. Listen. Now, synergy. Valerian doesn't work alone. At UP, researchers found that combining valerian with lemon balm increased GABA modulation by 40% and reduced nighttime awakenings by nearly half. Add passion flower and other gentle nervine, and you create a trio. Cortisol, calmer. Nervous system, so other. Sleep architect. For deeper rhythm, pair with magnesium glycinate or tart cherry juice. Nature's melatonin. And always add black pepper. Just a pinch. Piperine boosts absorption of valerians active compounds by up to 30%. Nature doesn't work in isolation. She works in circles. So honor her complexity, respect her limits, and never mistake her gentleness for weakness. So how do you invite her in? Not with a pill. With presence. Begin with organic, dried valerian root, preferably whole, not powdered. Use 1 teaspoon per cup of water. Bring it just to a simmer. Never a rolling boil. Boiling destroys the delicate volatile oils. Let it steep, covered for 15 minutes. Why 15? Because science says the compounds need time to release, but your soul needs it longer. Place your mug on a windowsill. Light a single beeswax candle. Sit in silence. Watch the steam rise thin, silver, curling like memory as you sip. Don't drink to fall asleep. Drink to release the day. Add a drizzle of raw honey, not for sweetness, but for the earth's own apology to your nerves. A sliver of cinnamon warming, grounding, reminding you that even in cold nights, warmth remains. Use a ceramic teapot, glass if you must, never plastic. Herbs carry intention, plastic carries fear. Some traditions say, speak aloud one thing you're ready to let go of before you drink. Others say nothing, just feel. Either way, hold the warmth in your palms. Let the steam kiss your face. Let the ritual become your altar. This isn't medicine, it's communion, and the most powerful dose. Taking it in bed. 10 minutes before sleep. No screens, no noise, just you and the quiet. The root doesn't hurry, neither should you. Science, at last, caught up. In a 2021 double placebo-controlled study published in Phytomedicine, researchers at the University of Pennsylvania gave 128 adults with chronic stress either 400 milligrams of valerian root extract or a placebo every night for 28 days. At the end of the trial, the valerian group showed a 32% average reduction in evening cortisol levels, without drowsiness during the day. Harvard's Center for Integrative Medicine noted something even more remarkable. Valerian doesn't suppress cortisol, it modulates it. How? Through 2 key mechanisms. First, it enhances GABA activity. GABA is your brain's natural brake pedal. Valerian's active compounds, valipotriates and sesquiterpenes, bind gently to GABA receptors, calming neural chatter without knocking you out. Second, it influences the HPA axis, your body's central stress response system. Studies from the University of Maryland show valerian helps normalize cortisol rhythms, especially when they've been thrown off by late-night scrolling, work anxiety, or unresolved trauma. One 2017 meta-analysis in Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine reviewed 16 trials and concluded, valerian significantly improves sleep quality and reduces sleep latency, particularly in individuals with mild to moderate insomnia linked to stress. No addiction, no morning fog, no dependency, just a gentle recalibration. Think of it like tuning a violin, not forcing the note, but allowing the string to find its true frequency again. It's not a drug, It's a restoration, and it works best when you're not trying to make it work, when you're already asleep. Long before labs had names for hormones, before cortisol was measured in nanograms per milliliter, people knew. Some plants don't speak, they soothe. Valerian, Valeriana, officinalis, grew wild along the damp edges of European forests, its pale pink blooms nodding like sleepy heads under moonlight in medieval monasteries. Monks tucked its roots into pillows, not as decoration, but as devotion. In Appalachian hollows, grandmothers dried it by the hearth, whispering thanks as they bundled it into muslin sachets for their children. To the Norse, it was all heal. To the Greeks, phyun, meaning to breathe out. They didn't call it an herb, they called it a guardian of stillness. Its scent, earthy, musky, almost animal. Some say it smells like old socks or wet fur, and yet, those who've tasted its quiet magic, they'd trade a rose for this root any night. Because Valerian doesn't shout, it doesn't demand attention. It simply waits deep in the soil, deep in the dark, until your body finally surrenders. And then, it begins, like a mother tucking a blanket around a child who won't admit he's tired. Long before labs, people listened, and few plants whispered as softly as Valerian. Do you ever wake up before your alarm? Not because you're excited, but because your mind never truly left the day. Your body rests, but your nervous system, it's still running. Tense shoulders, a jaw clenched since noon. That quiet hum of worry beneath your ribs, the one that doesn't fade, even when the house is silent. What if I told you, there's a plant that doesn't force sleep, that doesn't numb your mind, that doesn't demand you fight your way into rest, but instead, lowers cortisol while you sleep. Yes, lowers cortisol while you sleep. Not with chemicals, not with Soothes, but with the quiet, ancient language of roots and rain. In the next 15 minutes, you'll discover how valerian root, often called nature's Valium, though it never calls itself that, gently, softly, invisibly, lowers cortisol while you sleep. Breathe in. Let your breath deepen. Just a little more. Feel your shoulders drop. You're not here to fix anything tonight. You're here to remember what your body already knows how to do. Close your eyes. The night is listening, and so is she.